Why, it's groundbreaking, security shaking, chance opportunity making, eclipse season, baby. What's going on, folks? Happy Monday. Good morning to you all. You're catching me, if you're on the YouTubes, you're catching me in my pajama party outfit. Yes, indeed, it was my Taurus friend Kaylee's birthday over the weekend, and we had a pajama party, and I'm still adorning my pajamas. So if you want to catch Graham at Drunk Astrology in his pajamas, well, you better head to the YouTubes and hit that subscribe button, because here I am. But you're also going to see a new and improved background, because my partner and I got wood pallets from IKEA, which is where he's an interior designer at the moment. And we did a home project last week where we got 4 wood pallets and sanded them all by hand in my parking garage, lugged them up the stairs, and now I have them underneath my mattress, because feng shui, your mattress should not be on the floor. And I used to have like the metal frames for a really long time. But in this place it was not going to work, so I just ditched the frames and the box springs and all that all together, had the mattress on the floor with wood pallet headboards that I did get done and had made when I first moved in. But now we've got the upgrade. The pallets are on the ground, they're sanded, they are awesome, and there was extra room at the foot of the bed, which is what you're seeing behind me, and I now have a plant oasis at the foot of my bed, which is thriving and growing like crazy. That is until my dog last night decided, while we were at said pajama party, decided to nibble and chew on some of my plants. And yeah, that's the kind of week we're headed into, folks. I kind of knew it. I kind of knew I was setting myself up for something to happen when we left him, and I've begun letting him stay outside of his carrier, but I messed up the routine. I missed one part of the routine that we had been, that I'd been doing with him when I would leave him alone and outside of his carrier, and I said it in the car en route to the pajama party. I said, I didn't rip up some of the jerky and leave it in there with him. And that is the one thing that I've done every time I've left as I've been training him. So, you live and you learn. And Pluto retrograde is this week. Eclipses are this week. Mercury enters his retrograde shadow this week. Venus meets Neptune and Jupiter this week. There's a lot going on this week. And Mercury enters Gemini this week. So, we got a lot going on. And last year, around this time, when Pluto stationed retrograde, it was chaos around the home, because now on the other side of this video, in my backdrop, which you are seeing if you're on YouTube, is this beautiful closet, right? And also something that came from IKEA. But this beautiful closet that I had installed, but on the day that Pluto stationed, and it was like a Pluto station or a Pluto transit, it was hell. Okay? We had a TaskRabbit come over the same day that we got it. We were like, we can't believe that we got it. They had all the parts because, of course, there's been supply shortages everywhere. And we didn't think that the closet was even going to be available. And it was available that day. So anyway, I was like, oh my gosh, well, we have a TaskRabbit. We can get somebody today. So let's just get it. Yeah. So that TaskRabbit was here from about, I want to say, from like 4 p.m. until like 5 a.m. And it ended up being an exorbitant amount of money. And he installed it crooked. It was like the Leaning Tower of Pisa here in my apartment. So I then went into a 2-week-long battle with TaskRabbit to get somebody else out, but to get a credit, because there's no way that the installation costs more than the unit itself. Like, this is insane. It was a whole thing. So I was already, when I was in the car last night thinking about I didn't do the jerky, I was like, because we are now, of course, in orb of Pluto stations. We give them 5 days before and 5 days after. So we're already there. And I was like, I think I've up-jumped the boogie. I think I've up-jumped the boogie. And I think that I just brought on my own beginning of Pluto retrograde because it was chaos on the home front, making changes on the home front last year, and here it is again, baby. So that's the kind of week that we're in, guys. So I hope that you are willing to be flexible this week, and I hope that you are willing to press pause for a second, and that you allow this solar eclipse energy, which in Taurus, the solar eclipses are new moons, but they're hyper packed, they're super energetic, and they're super unexpected. And it doesn't, this is why I really emphasize eclipse season. It doesn't mean just because we're having the new moon / solar eclipse on Saturday, that doesn't mean that something's going to whoosh in on Saturday. The eclipse seasons are anything goes periods of time. So we're already in it. Now that Libra full moon on April 16th, that ushered us in. So there have already been eclipse stories coming my way. In fact, I think it was day 2 days after that Libra full moon, that I had clients reaching out to me like, I don't know what is going on. I need to schedule something right now with you. Like, it needs to happen right now. And I was like, oh, it's eclipse season. That's how I always know. If I wasn't tracking the planets and I wasn't tracking their cycles and degrees and everything like I do, I would always know when it's eclipse season, because that's when clients all start ushering in. Like, please make it make sense, Graham. And I'm happy to do it. You guys know that those of you that have been working with me and that have been following me for a long time, y'all know this is my jam. And I was more than happy to open up some availability for those eclipse readings. And so if you find yourself feeling like that, if you find yourself feeling panicked and you're just unsure of what is going on and you need a little guidance, you can always find me, drunkastro.com, and book your reading, and we got it. Now, you guys have been really good listeners lately, because I've been getting a lot of questions about the new structure of readings that's coming, and it's going to be a tier system. So I've just finally figured out tier 2. I had 1 and 3. The 1 and 3 were easy, but tier 2, I was like, gosh, what is this? So now it's about like doing the back end. So I'm going to be doing some administrative research and administrative work to just make sure that things go smoothly, go easy. And listen, I am a consumer, so I want things to be easy for all of you. So when it comes to booking with me, I just want it to be seamless. That's what I always go for. And before I launch anything, trust and believe that I am testing it as a customer first and foremost before I just throw it out there. Now, speaking of throwing things out there, I do need to say that my first attempt oh, Graham. My first attempt at making the limited edition candle for Taurus season was an epic fail, okay? I had this, I'll just go ahead and tell you what it was, but I had this epic white marble vase, and it was tall. It was going to be a 60-ounce candle, which is like hundreds of hours of burn time, and with the Taurus scent, and I was so excited about it and did not anticipate there being any problems, anything, and for whatever reason, the bottom of my wicks, the sticky little dots that I use to get the wicks at the bottom, they would not stick to the surface, or they didn't stick to the surface. And once I poured all that hot wax in, all the wicks went swimming, and it was chaotic, and I had to like quickly fill a bunch of vessels with all that wax because I had all the fragrance in there. And now I'm low on my Taurus blend. So this week is gonna be attempt number 2. You know, I'm riding with the punches because it's eclipses. Now a retrograde season is beginning this week with Pluto. You know, I was like, okay, Graham, just ease up. I had enough vessels to fill, and it was fine. But that does mean that you have more opportunities to get on that wait list for the Taurus season limited edition drop. Now, I already have another, I can't say vessel, but I already have something that I'm going to use for Taurus season. It's going to be great. And this one I absolutely know just because it's something that I've worked with, similar to something I've worked with before. So I already know that I'm going to be able to make this and whatever. So this week is attempt number 2. Get on the wait list because, of course, there's only going to be one per season. So the first person to snag it is just going to get it, and that's just that. So if you are a Taurus or you know a Taurus and you want like the perfect gift, well, what better than a custom scent for that sign and a custom vessel that no one else can ever have. So anyway, that's that's that. Okay, let me see. I already talked about that. Hopefully clapping on the mic didn't just mess that up. And okay, well let's just start talking about the moons, shall we? I am very excited about this week. The Venus meeting up with Neptune and Jupiter is just so positive. Remember the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction from April 12th, where we initiate and end a 13-year cycle. Also a 166-year cycle, because the last time that Jupiter and Neptune met up in Pisces was 1856. So, we got legacy stuff going on, and we also have the next 13 years. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that Jupiter-Neptune conjunction it's like exhilarating, exhausting, and terrifying all at the same time. And if you've been feeling that way, just think that it's not beginnings and big beginnings. When you're aware of the cycles, it's a big one. The beginnings are always bumpy. The beginnings are always rough. The beginning is just like, this is new territory for me. So what is it? What direction am I going? What are all these feelings I'm feeling? Well, this week now Venus is coming to talk to both Neptune and Jupiter. And so Venus comes in and gives some love gives love to your beginnings, gives love to Neptune, to your dreams, gives love to Jupiter, your willingness to take a risk. And the same happening at the same time as the solar eclipse, where anything goes is the energy, and then you get this nice little like love cushion from Venus, like to help support your dream and to help support your willingness to go for it. Because Jupiter just wants you to go for it. Neptune wants you to dream big. And for the next 13 years, we've talked about it. And I know, and lately in our readings, we've been talking, I've been looking for that Pisces in your chart. And if you have your chart, make sure you look at where Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces met up, because that's where your 13-year cycle began and ended. So you can go back to, this is what I've been telling clients back and forth, is go back to 2009, because you're wrapping up, like from 2009 to 2022 at this moment. You are wrapping all of that up, and you are beginning a whole new venture. So if you feel like you're at the starting gate all over again in a way, that's okay. You are. And embrace it. And now Venus is going to come and help this week, help you embrace it, or help just push things along. And she asked the question, who and what do you want to bring with you in the next 13 years? So I beg you to think, when you're planting seeds, just to consider, because you're planting seeds that they're going to be here for 13 years and beyond. But when you're planting seeds, do you want to plant seeds of fear, doubt, and obsession? Pluto's stationing retrograde, right? So obsession and tunnel vision and exclusivity. Do you want to plant seeds that are based in those thought systems? Mercury also enters his retrograde shadow this week, so he's starting to slow down, and he's about to start telling us a story that's going to be sticking around all the way until mid-June. So you think about your mindset, you think about the way you talk to yourself, you think about the words that you speak and how you communicate with others, because he does enter Gemini this week. He gets busy, but on the same day, Pluto stations. And then the next day is the eclipse. And then we got Venus meeting up with Jupiter on the same day of the eclipse, but she meets up with Neptune before. So just consider, are you planting seeds of fear, doubt, obsession, darkness, fill in the blank? Or are you going to plant seeds of optimism and risk-taking and positivity and that you can get whatever you put your mind to, of manifestation? That is what Pisces energy ultimately wants. Pisces energy is asking you to manifest and to dream and to be spiritual and to believe in yourself and to believe in that the magic of the universe is centered around you and how you talk to yourself, how you believe in yourself, and how willing you are to put yourself out in the world to claim what is yours. And you have a 13-year cycle now that is saying, if you believe that the world is yours, then the world is yours. And the world will open up to that belief system. So I encourage you to just this week to press pause. Pluto is a heavy hitter, and he is initiating the retrograde gauntlet this week, because then we have second Mercury will station, and he stations on May 10th, and then Saturn stations June 4th, Neptune June 28th, Jupiter July 28th, and then in July 2 the asteroids start stationing retrograde. Now they really just bring the nuance, but still, the skies get real retrograde-y by the time we get to July. And then August we have Uranus on the 24th, and then Mars October 30th, and in between Uranus and Mars there's also another Mercury retrograde in September. So we're ushering in the season of retrogrades. Now, as far as the outer planets go, yes, they are potent. And especially the week before and the week after they station, we really feel them. But then, it's a 5-month cycle for Pluto, because he's retrograde until October 8th. It's a 5-month cycle that we get every single year, right? Like, we don't get the Venus and Mars retrogrades every year. Mars every 2 years and Venus every 18 months. So, we get, it's normal for our outer planets to retrograde like they do. But it's just okay, we just pay attention to the weeks that they do, because that's where we feel like the universal brakes coming in, and they just tap that brake, okay. So then you look at Capricorn in your chart, at 28 degrees of Capricorn, and you go, oh, okay, that's where I'm being asked to stop. That's where I'm asked to slow down. That's where I'm asked to evaluate on a deep level where I need to just the infrastructure of my life. But then, where? My home, I know that Pluto retrograde or Pluto right now in Capricorn is talking to my home life, and it happened last year, and it happens. It's already happening now. So, you just look at your chart, you get real close and nuzzle up to your chart, and you find that 28 degrees. And if there's any planets at 28, or especially 28 degrees of Capricorn, then you know that Pluto's talking to those planets, and this retrograde is too. Okay, let's talk about the moons, and then we'll go into the planets, and then we'll get you going on your week. So today, April 25th, Monday, the moon is in Pisces. It entered Pisces at 3:15 a.m., and there's no other action today. The Pisces moon has a sextile to the sun and a conjunction to Mars. That's all nice, positive, moving forward. Also, Pisces moons makes for feeling sleepy. And last night, another Pluto retrograde moment, and now the Pisces moon energy. One of my neighbors, and I can't figure out who it is, but one of my neighbors is like a producer or like a DJ or something, and had a loop going and going and going and going. And it was like all the way until like 4:30 in the morning. And I was planning on recording this podcast at like 6 o'clock in the morning. And couldn't sleep. So guess who hit that snooze button about 1 trillion times? So if you're feeling sleepy and a little slow, a little dreamy, then you're in sync with the stars, okay? So just carry that with you, and it's fine. And then let's see. Okay, Tuesday the 26th, which is also my sister-in-law's birthday. So Yasmin, if you ever listen to this, happy birthday. The Pisces moon on Tuesday has a sextile to Uranus and conjunctions to Venus and Neptune. Really, really nice. That's all great, positive motion, and you just continue to dream. You just continue to push forward, because now the moon is talking to Venus and Neptune, and then the very next day Venus and Neptune talk to each other, right? On Wednesday the 27th, which is also my client Lizzo's birthday. So if you guys are a lover of Lizzo, please send her happy birthday messages. Tell her Drunk Astrology sent you. She'll know what's up. She'll know the vibes are good. But yes, I'm so happy, and I got to make her some cool things for her birthday. So anyway, I was really excited about it. So let's see. Okay, the Wednesday, the 27th, the Pisces moon has a conjunction to Jupiter, a sextile to Mercury, and it goes void at 6:36 a.m. All the times I give you are Pacific daylight, so make sure that you adjust for your time zones. Void at 6:36 a.m. with a sextile to Pluto. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way until 9:10 in the morning. Gucci. Positive motion, flowy, dream, expand, create. All great, awesome energies. Then at 9:10 a.m. on Wednesday the 27th, the moon enters Aries and does not make any aspects all of Wednesday. On Thursday, the Aries moon has a conjunction to Chiron, so could be an awareness of a wound, awareness of a little bit of a trigger. But conjunction, it can go either or, right? You can be really, really sad, or you can be really, really inspired, really, really motivated. I love, those of you that work one-on-one with me, I love looking at your Chiron, and we talk about the pain point and how you can personify that and make it into something that inspires and motivates you. Some of the most successful people in the world are working in their Chiron, because there was a trigger moment, there was a trauma moment, and then all of a sudden, and later in life, as they developed, as they evolved, and as they worked with that wound, it turned into their life's work of helping other people through that same or something similar to their Chiron. So it really is, it's pain point, trigger, trauma, but also this beautiful source of inspiration and motivation to heal, and to heal yourself and to heal others. So that can be really nice. Friday the 29th, the Aries moon has a sextile to Saturn at 6:16 a.m. Do you hear all these really nice aspects? It's really nice. Until you get to the void aspect. On the 29th, of Aries moon goes void at 2:38 p.m. with a square to Pluto. So that is a little bit of it's not a little bit of it's not subtle at all. It is separative, it's argumentative, it's a war aspect. Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars square Pluto is a war aspect. So that Aries moon from Wednesday morning through Friday afternoon is contentious and separative and argumentative. Now there's only two aspects before that void. There's a conjunction to Chiron, there's a sextile to Saturn. So there's some positive motion to it, but there is something that needs to either be cut out, there is something that needs to be addressed under that Aries moon, and something that maybe strategy could help. Whether strategy, wow, can you tell that I was up really late and couldn't sleep? Something that, having a strategy within yourself can help move the dilemma, or move the situation, move the argument, move something forward. At 5:19 p.m. on Friday the 29th, the moon enters Taurus. Does not have any other aspects on Friday. Then Saturday, of course, it has the sextile to Mars, a conjunction to Uranus, and the solar eclipse at 1:28 p.m. at 10 degrees and 28 minutes of Taurus. So if you find any planets or any Taurus, you can find 10 degrees and 28 minutes of Taurus in your chart. That's where that solar eclipse is going to be giving this groundbreaking, relationship shaking, security rocking, chance opportunity making energy. So just stay on the ready, because remember, it's eclipse season. So just because the eclipse perfects on Saturday does not mean that it's not anything goes until May 30th, because it is. Anything goes until May 30th. So just keep that in mind. Then on Sunday, May 1st, good Lord, you guys, we are entering the 5th month of the year. The Taurus moon has a square to Saturn, a sextile to Neptune. And on May 2nd, that Taurus moon goes void at 3:13 in the morning with a sextile to Venus. So that makes great positive flowing closing aspects for that Taurus moon and that solar eclipse. So keep your head up and press pause, slow down, and just be open. Be a vessel for the universe this week. Okay, as far as the planets go, we've got some aspects, but which we've talked about most, but there's some that we haven't. So on Tuesday the 26th, Mercury enters his retrograde shadow. So if you want to write down his whole retrograde season, I'll give you the date. So from April 26th to May 10th, that is his pre-retrograde shadow. So that's the preview of the movie. He gives us you're going to pay attention to who comes in, what ideas, what thoughts, who you talk to. So, start taking note tomorrow, the 26th. And then the actual retrograde, the meat of the story, is May 10th to June 3rd. And then the post-retrograde shadow is June 3rd to June 19th. So you're going to keep that. That's that post-retrograde shadow where I like to call it cosmic cleanup. So you get the preview for a couple of weeks, and then you get retrograde. You're in the meat of the movie for 3 weeks, and then you get a 2-week come down / clean up / okay, now that I know what I know, this is how I'm going to proceed and move forward. Also on that day, Mercury has a sextile to Jupiter, so that is great, expansive, be in contact with, again, talking to Jupiter, you're talking to that Jupiter-Neptune conjunction from the 12th. So how do you want to grow? Who do you want to grow with? What kind of risk can you take? Putting yourself out there in some way, shape, or form. The very next day, on Wednesday the 27th, the Venus-Neptune conjunction at 12:12 p.m. So again, Venus is coming to send a little love note to Neptune and say, hey, okay, so this 13-year cycle we're doing, how do we want to connect? How do we want to partner? How do we want to make money? How do we want to attract this dream towards our life, and giving some little, a little cosmic cushion and support system, like, hey, you got this. On Thursday, the 28th, Mercury has a trine to Pluto, so this is great connections with VIPs. Send that message, send that note, send your just whatever it is. Make the proposal, ask the question. Whatever it is, just put yourself out there. This week it's like a slow down week, but a very strategic week in that you can make some really big advancements. Now, what was I gonna say? Oh no, that was me gonna be blurbing on. Friday, Pluto stations retrograde at 11:38 a.m. So that's from April 29th to October 8th. We'll have Pluto retrograde. On the same day, Mercury enters Gemini at 3:23 p.m. So this is a happy Mercury. Now, he rules the sign of Gemini, so this is a really happy placement for him. But it's also a sign he's going to retrograde in. So we're going to float between Gemini and Taurus during this retrograde cycle. So we're going to watch him, because Mercury in Gemini is really busy and he's really buzzy. So it's an interesting dynamic this week, because we've got Pluto, which is like halt, slow down. And then we got Mercury, which is like, yeah, but let's jazz. Let's make some conversation. Let's talk about this and let's talk about that. And ooh, that's shiny over there. So we're just gonna watch how this dynamic plays out. The very next day, solar eclipse, but also the Venus-Jupiter conjunction. It is one of the luckiest days of the year. So if you got something that's on your mind, it's a little bit of a risk and you're not really sure, what should I do? Yada, yada, yada. Put yourself out there on Saturday under that Venus-Jupiter conjunction. Then on Sunday, Venus has a sextile to Pluto, which is a lovely connection with VIPs. So Mercury does it on Thursday, the 28th, and then Venus does it on Sunday, the 1st. So it's just a great week to move things along and to move things forward. So I really encourage you to slow down, but put yourself out there. And then, let's watch what Mercury does in his retrograde shadow and as he enters a new sign of Gemini. Now, also on Sunday the 1st, the node is going to be direct. But let me tell you something. The node isn't just going to be direct on Sunday, May 1st. It is going to be direct Sunday through Sunday. So 7 straight days of the node direct. So it's like we have the solar eclipse, and then it's like, okay, I'm shaking you up. Now, what are you going to do about it? Who are you going to connect with? Who are you going to partner with? How are you going to reestablish your sense of security and foundation? Okay, so you're pressing pause and moving along this week at a nice little clip, and then next week it is full blast. We're going. Now, Pluto retrograde energy is going to still pervade over next week for 5 days after his station, but still, there is lots to be accomplished and lots to be done. So take that with you. I hope that you have an amazing week. I hope that you check out the YouTube and you see my new backdrop, because I'm really, really excited about my plant oasis over here and the closet over here and just how the bed looks in general. And I hope that you sign up for that wait list for the limited edition candle, because even though I failed on my first attempt, baby, the second attempt is about to be litty lit. Okay, that's it for me. Have a wonderful week, the week of April 25th through May 1st, 2022. I will catch you on the social medias all week long. Bye.